88 out of every 100 millionaires are self-employed small business owners, and the other 12% usually inherit their wealth. But the fact that around 80% of businesses fail within the first 5 to 10 years means it's actually a lot harder than it seems. But instead of just adding to the failure statistic, what if there was a way to start a business that eliminates most of the upfront risk while maintaining most of the upside potential? An online business that you can start with less than $100 with no previous skills or advantages, no matter who you are or where in the world you're from, that can get you to $10,000 a month, and where the income it generates is mostly passive. I'm of course talking about the business that made me my first $1 million online, Etsy Print on Demand. Now, maybe you've heard about it before, but today I'm going to break down why I think it's one of the best beginner business models to start in 2025 to get to $10,000 a month and beyond. This is a business where you choose to sell a white label product from a vast catalog of products from a supplier like Printify. You'll create a design for that product, upload it, and then post it for sale in a shop online. When a customer finds it and buys it, since Printify holds all of the inventory, they'll print your design on that product and ship it directly to the customer without you needing to do any fulfillment yourself. I'm going to break down the 3 things that you need to know to do this business and show you why almost anyone can use it to get to $10,000 a month and beyond. Now, before we get too deep, I do have to warn you. Obviously, I'm biased because I have tools that help you scale your business once you get started. And if you choose to use my affiliate links, I make a small percentage on each sale that you make at no extra cost to you. So when you make money, so do I, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. I was able to grow this to $1 million business by 23. So if I'm able to help you reach your dreams and make a little more money in the process, it's a win-win in my opinion. There's no such thing as getting rich quick, and every business has its flaws. So if you actually want to be successful, you'll have to put some work in. Now, the very first step is to get a design that's going to go on the product. The traditional method is to use a designing tool like Canva. You just create a document, type out some kind of funny saying, change the font to something that looks nice, and all of a sudden you have a design. You take this and throw it on the product you're selling. Getting designs is a sticking point for a lot of beginners because they think the fact that they're not a professional designer is gonna hurt their business. But most of the top print-on-demand sellers aren't professional designers, and they're all self-taught. And I'm just proof that you don't need anyone else's approval. You just have to make designs good enough to get someone else to buy. Look at this product. The design is incredibly simple, and it's made entirely with a free font, and you could probably figure out how to make this from complete scratch in less than 10 minutes, even if you've never made a design before. It's made hundreds of sales, and this isn't just a one-off example. This type of simple graphic print-on-demand product is exactly what customers buy, so it's exactly what I make and what I sell. Now, obviously, the more money that you're willing and able to invest up front, the faster you'll grow. But even if you're starting out on a lower budget, you can make almost any design you can think of using ChatGPT and Canva, or a free alternative like Figma. Chat is now able to take your simple designs and spice them up about 50 levels. As long as you know how to write a good prompt, it's able to create actual graphics that you could use in any kind of design. Now, I've made a lot of videos on how to use AI to get designs, but whether you're starting out for free or you have a little bit of money to invest, you can get to $10,000 a month without needing to be a professional designer. Now, definitely don't get me wrong, because you do still have to learn how to put the designs together, and you actually have to put the work in, but the print-on-demand model means that you don't have to find a one-off best-selling winning product. You don't have to find that one lucky winner to make you all your money. Instead, you build out the entire business around a product category. Think mugs, t-shirts, posters, and so on. Then you make a bunch of designs targeting interests that people are passionate about. This is where niche research comes into play, and if you get it right, it's hard to run out of ideas. Between the 8 core interest categories, there's around 165 distinct interest-based niches, and if you went any deeper, each niche would turn into several sub-niches. For example, if you take the trade and profession category, think about all the different types of teachers there are. Think about all the different types of nurses there are. Then you just have to do some research to see what types of designs are selling in that niche using a tool like Listing View. This is going to show you what's performing the best out of millions of Etsy listings. Then you can use AI to make your own unique version or multiple versions. Just between the US and Europe, there's over 3 million birthdays celebrated every single day of the year. So I just made a ton of designs targeting all kinds of interests that people are passionate about. And over time, the more products I post posted, the more sales I made. If you want this huge list of niches that you can target for your print-on-demand designs, then I'll leave a link for it down below and you can download it after this video. Now, the most boring part of the business is also the most important step, and it's getting your products to sell. Most people get this wrong, but if you can get it right, you'll be on track to life-changing results. Selling print-on-demand products is easy, and in my opinion, the best place to start is on Etsy. You create the product listing by uploading the design to the product in Printify, pressing publish, and it'll show up in your Etsy shop. From there, you have to take the same design file and put it on top of a product mockup to make it look nice. The goal is to get anyone who sees that image to imagine having it, and the default mockups don't usually do this very well. From there, you just have to make sure your titles and tags are packed with keywords and searchable terms, and as simple and incredibly basic as that sounds, that's it. The shops on Etsy that make multiple six figures in profit each year selling print-on-demand products have cracked buyer psychology to figure out what types of mockups and what keywords get sales. Now, when your product is posted for sale and customers are able to find it, most businesses suggest that you run paid ads to boost your products in search. The issue for me is that when I started out, I just didn't have a ton of money. And this is yet another reason why print-on-demand is such a beginner-friendly business model. If I was relearning how to swim, I'd much rather learn in a pool than in the middle of the ocean. In a similar way, the print-on-demand business model offers a much lower risk, practice-friendly environment. When I tried the traditional AliExpress Shopify dropshipping back in 2019 before I ever started print-on-demand, I almost quit and gave up entirely because I ran completely out of money 3 different times. But when I gave online business one last shot, I only had a couple $100s to my name, so I had to figure out how to get products to sell online without paying for ads. The solution I found was selling print-on-demand products on marketplaces. A marketplace is a website like Amazon, eBay, or Etsy, and the products listed on those sites get seen by hundreds of millions of visitors every single month. They drive all the traffic, and then it's up to sellers like me to provide great customer experience and great products to buy. Etsy is still my favorite marketplace, especially for beginners, because they have the lowest upfront cost, low transaction fees, and still relatively high organic traffic. Plus, each listing is only 20 cents, which is much more affordable than almost all the other marketplaces. This is a screenshot from the first year one of my shops broke $300,000, which is sort of a sticky level from what I've seen. But what's interesting here is you can see there was no ad spend whatsoever. Almost all of the traffic was from the Etsy app and Etsy search. Marketplaces like Etsy and eBay drive traffic to their shop so that shop owners don't have to pay to run ads. And of course, once sales do start coming in, it's much easier to scale at that point and add another sales channel and start running paid ads if you want to. As simple as it sounds, to be successful, you just need a passable design, good mock-up images, good keywords in your title and tags. And I know it sounds almost too basic to work, but mastering those 3 things is how I found all of the success that I've had. Any $1 million shops you'll look at on Etsy has figured out how to master those 3 basics. The third step is my personal favorite and the most fun step of the process, and that's scaling. My lifelong dream was to own one of those digital nomad businesses where I could work 4 hours a week from wherever I want, whenever I want, where I didn't have to answer to anyone, and that's exactly what this has allowed me to do. In my opinion, there's really no other business like print-on-demand where all you have to do is focus on building out a quality product catalog. Whether you're making $3,000 or $30,000 a month, your workload stays the same because everything runs on autopilot. Because I built the print-on-demand business, I can make these YouTube videos, take a day off, travel, and spend my time on my own terms. Plus, there's the privacy of not needing to have a personal brand, the automation that's nearly passive income every single day, and location-based freedom to work from wherever I want and live that laptop lifestyle. Now, to be totally clear, it doesn't feel like that on day one because you don't have any income yet. But every product that you make and post for sale gets you closer to that goal. If you can push through the mind games that'll play in your head, there's no reason why you can't scale this business to $10,000 a month on Etsy alone. If you continue to post products every day while mastering the basics, I can almost guarantee you that eventually you will start to make money. Now, to be honest with you, print on demand is hard, but it's still easier than all the other options. When you consider things like stock trading and crypto, Those are so much easier to do when you have a large income from a business. And that's how these really rich guys make their money, and then they go and multiply it in the markets. Affiliate marketing and selling courses also works super well, but the barrier to entry is you need to have an audience online. The print-on-demand business that I built bought me back all of the time that I needed to do content creation. And it really is only possible because of Printify. Their Etsy integration, their low prices on over 1,300 products that they have in their catalog make this business as low risk as it gets, while keeping all the upside potential of owning an online business. Traditional dropshipping or Amazon FBA are always great options, but as I mentioned earlier, you need a lot more money invested upfront to get the ball rolling. In my opinion, Amazon and Shopify are great platforms to scale onto once you already have some sales coming in and you're already making money from a more beginner-friendly platform like Etsy. Print on demand is not going to make you a millionaire overnight, and like anything worth doing, it's going to be challenging at times if you choose to do it. But $10,000 a month is definitely achievable if you stay consistent. And I think if there's nothing else that you take from this video, try to take this. Consistency is the only way to be successful with anything. If you're not seeing results, it doesn't mean it won't work. It just means that you need to push a little longer until it does. For me, I did absolutely everything in my power to grow the $10,000 per month online income, starting from completely nothing, and it's definitely paid off a lot more than I expected it to. If you think that this might be the right business for you, I've created a super high level overview of everything that you need to know to actually do this business and get started making some sales, so you can check that out next. And as always, please subscribe.